Alright guys, welcome back. This video is going to be focusing on enhancing that Speed Nova build that I posted from the Netracell guide video. Um, I just wanted to say I read a lot of the comments, a lot of the suggestions, and it was overwhelmingly positive. So I like to just stop for a second and thank everyone who stopped by to watch, comment, suggest. It really means a lot, and that video probably has like more views than every single video that I've posted on my channel. So I'm really, really appreciative of the Warframe community for that. So thank you guys. Looking at the build changes that we made. So one change we made to the Archon setup is we're going to be using 2 Emerald Archon shards. This is going to bump you up to 14 stacks of corrosion or 100% armor strip. Then we're going to pair that with 2 Amber Archon shards that are parkour velocity, finishing with a casting shard. So parkour velocity will help you get through these murmur tile sets a little bit quicker, and we're keeping casting speed because a lot of the abilities such as Null Star and Molecular Prime have medium to long cast times. Looking at the build, the major change we made is we've taken off Cunning Drift and Augur Stretch for our normal stretch, or Augur Reach for normal stretch, and we've added the Conductor Exilus Augment. So this augment is pretty nice for what it's doing. It's letting you recast the resonator, but instead of a full energy use recast, it's going to mark a position for the conductor or the resonator to move and hold. And it's going to stay there till the end of the duration of resonators. So this is the only problem I have. I wish you could just recast it and then it would just be where it was originally, but that's something they don't have. And if you hold, it actually resets it back to free will movement. So I don't really think this augment is necessary. I think it's nice when you have something like the Necromite Find segment in your run and you just want to kind of leave it so all the enemies stay in the Netra circle while you go and do your search. But outside of that, it's really not that necessary. You might as well go for more range with Cunning Drift. Looking at my primary, it is the Kubazar. I'm using this because I want to just break crates a little bit quicker, so I'm using AoE and multi-shot. I'm using Serration instead of Vigilante Armaments, but you probably just slap that on, and that'll make sure you have a weapon that you can use to break Necromites from range with a little bit of AoE so you don't have to be super accurate, and also the final room so you can get rid of crates. Looking at my melee, this is the melee of choice build that I went with, which was the Prisma Oma, or the normal Oma, but you could use the Prisma Oma instead. I spec'd it for electricity, radiation, gas, and this was to utilize melee influence to spread the status procs. What I understand from using this is it's actually pretty strong, but it doesn't spread companion effects, it doesn't spread corrosion, which is what I would prefer to try and spread. And it also doesn't work with the companion melee hound. So I think if you want to use this, it's for the sake of using a really strong melee that is individually very strong. But I think there's a lot more safety to be had with Nova by using her weapons. So looking at the primary weapon that's going to be used for pretty much now, Necromax, enemy kill, and everything, is the Incarnate Furus. So this is a beautiful Incarnate where it essentially functions as a normal pea shooter sidearm, and you can then use Incarnate mode to turn it into like the 7 Prism for your amp. So it'll be a radial cone blast, and it's going to apply corrosive radiation heat, and we have it built for status, has 124 status. And the reason we've gone with radiation is for the necromechs. We've gone with corrosive for getting for utilizing our corrosive shards, and heat is the default nature of the Incarnate Furus. So with that, we're running the Cascadia Empowered Arcane. This I wish I had maxed out because I would like to see what it feels like. But if you're using a general Furus, spec it for heated charge and use Cascadia Flare. So Cascadia Flare I recommend over Merciless because this only lasts for 4 seconds, and honestly it stacks up for a lesser value than you'd want this to stack up. And this stacks up quicker to that damage value because you're actually prioritizing heat with Prime Heated Charge. But okay, this is the build you'll use on Netracells. Okay, let's go to the Companion, then I'll talk about the operator choices here. For the Companion, we're using Nautilus. For the Blessing build, the 3 core pieces are Synth Deconstruct and Manifold Bond and Cordon. So these 3 are the reason we want to use Nautilus with Speed Nova and Arcane Blessing. Everything else you see, I would say aside from Momentous Bond and Duplex Bond, the 2 middle mods, are a necessity. Okay, so Vacuum, Enhanced Vitality, you can also swap out for Shield Regen, but he really doesn't have a lot of shield, so I didn't quite see the value of running this. Prime Animal Instinct, Prime Regen, Assault Mode, these will make it so that your Companion is marking items for you, it's recovering quicker, and it actually is a proper primer. Vacuum does vacuum things. This combination right here, Momentous Bond, is going to add to the survivability of your Companion. There's a lot of Xmas units. As you kill them, the recovery is going to go down. So if your Nautilus gets down, it'll come back up pretty quickly in Netracells. Duplex Bond is going to create 3 clones, so anytime you use Mole Prime, it's going to create 1 clone, up to 4 total Nautilus on the field, which can all use Hellstrom to mark and prime targets. Yeah, aside from that, Synth Deconstruct is amazing. All of your Nautilus Duplex Bonds are primers, so they're going to be spawning health orbs for you when you kill them. And that is going to feed into your Blessing, Arcane Blessing. Looking at Hellstrom, I have this spec for Viral Heat. This means that when my Radiation, Heat, Corrosive procs with Viral and Heat, I'm going to be able to produce 3 status effects. And Viral is really nice for what it's doing, which is basically increases the damage to health once we do the armor strip with Furus, right? So that's going to be really nice. The way to spec Hellstrom is, I think you have 2 choices here. You can spec him for multi-shot and fire rate, or multi-shot and reload speed. So either or are fine. I don't have a maxed out Prime Hands, Prime Fast Hands, but I would replace Vile Acceleration with that. Or Vigilante Armaments, up to you really. So looking at the operator choice, so this one is going to stay the same, but the reason I'm talking about it is because I want to draw attention to something that I found while playing around with my builds and some of the comments I saw where they were a little frustrated with Latron. So Yunaru has 2 amazing skill nodes called Poise and Caustic Strike. Poise gives you prime sure-footed levels of immunity to slow, stagger, knockdown from Latron, from Necromax, from Xmas units, you name it. It's going to give you that anytime you transfer in and out of your op. Caustic Strike will let you take off your green Archon shards. It will let you build more into that radiation heat Furus, and it will also let you run energy Archon shards so that you can add more energy since you're not running Xenoric. But essentially, that is the other alternative. Obviously, Vazarin, you can use Protective Sling. Go for it. I don't like that playstyle personally, but it's definitely very safe, very practical. Matter is also great, but Zenuric is going to be the choice here. So I have included the run that I had um, earlier in the week where I got a 6-minute 50-second run. That one was with the Latron equipped, and I was using Zenuric, and I was just kind of testing out Nautilus. So Nautilus was definitely speeding up the runs considerably. So that companion alone will help you out. And then um, the problem was that I was recording that video while I was sitting in clan chat, and so there's a bunch of other chatter going on. So I re-recorded today. I ran a 658 with this Nova build with Furious. I just wanted to post this video, so enjoy the rest of this. It's just going to be no mic.